Good morning. Another little spread from hearing from us, which I really am excited to get on here and share more, but life happens. I wasn't able to film over the last handful of days. I just want to thank you guys for your comments on the last video of me sharing of feeling sad through our journey, and we have, first I'm like, I want you guys to see what I'm doing. Can I talk and do it at the same time? Maybe if I scooch. I'm taking my not so perfect tomatoes. Yes, sweetheart. That's Callie's backpack. Why don't you put that by her door? Go get your suitcase. I'm taking my tomatoes that aren't super perfect and gonna freeze them instead of worrying about them not being great for canning. So I'm just gonna dice them and freeze them. If someone could tell me all the hype of why we have to take the skins off for everything, maybe it's just specifically for canning, because I just diced them up last year like this and would put them in these little containers and put them in the freezer, and then I would have that perfect size amount to throw into chili, and it worked so great. So anyways, if you guys are still harvesting your tomatoes and they're not great, I did learn that I like to put them in a little colander and let some of the juice run out a little bit. But then because I cook all my chili in either an Instapot is what I do, but like a slow cooker. You're getting her shoes out. But I think because I cook my chili that way, the skins of the tomatoes are absolutely fine. So this is just quick and easy to preserve them really quick. But going back, I really wanted to thank you for your guys' sweet words and encouragement. I know I paused on sharing a lot and I kind of explained, and then I kind of laughed a little bit. My heart has changed a little bit, which is great, just because I know where my value comes from. But it's still hard to not get caught up in those mean comments. But I laughed because, of course, exactly how I explained to you guys in that first varicocele recovery video just a handful of videos ago. It was Philip's surgery, 3 months recovery, and I was kind of explaining kind of the Karens that will come on here. And I hate that phrase because poor Karens. One of my best friends is named Karen, so some Karens are absolutely awesome and amazing. But you know what I mean, just someone that wants to come on here and kind of spread negativity. But I laughed because after saying that, having that video, and you guys being so encouraging of, don't let that get to you on sharing, because I'm here for the rest of you guys, that we're not alone in this. And whether you go through infertility or something else that's difficult and is a struggle, we're here for each other. But I kind of laughed this time because the Karens came in and the negativity came in, the same thing, and the same old comments of, you don't appreciate the kids that you do have. And it just makes me laugh because the few minutes of vlogs a week, obviously I'm not showing my whole life, but my poor kids probably get way too smothered with love to the point where they're like, Mom, stop, which is great, and I love it. And so when those comments come in, I know the truth and I know what's going on in my house. So, they can think that I don't appreciate the children in my house, but obviously the rest of you understand that just because you have a dream doesn't mean it negates the blessings that you already have. Let's say that you dream of having a different job. That doesn't change the blessing that you have, the job that you have. You want a different house, a different lifestyle. Cassidy, come here. Your suitcase isn't working? Sorry, the frustrations of a toddler. Gotta zip the suitcase. the, let's say that you want a different house. That doesn't change the fact that we're grateful for the house that we have. Anywho, I just wanted to jump on here and say, I get it. Whatever season you're in, if you have a dream or God's put something on your heart, honestly, I would stop trying to grow my family if that desire went away. You know, I feel like that desire is there for me to chase after it. And maybe that would be after our next kid, and maybe our family will feel complete after that. But anyhow, I just want to thank you guys for your comments and your emails. I am slowly reading through each one, and I'm going to try to respond back and go back and respond to each one. You guys are just so kind and so awesome, and I just love you. And I want us to have a community where each and every one of you can feel that same comfort with each other. And so I'm excited for what's to come and trying to get some other opportunities for us to get together and talk. But the one thing I really felt through, you know, people commenting, and it can be any comment because social media is so prevalent now, and maybe you feel bogged down with something someone said, or it could be a family member, it could be a friend, and just finding our worth in what other people say is not where it should be. And I saw this quote, or I saw this little clip of our old pastor and a little clip of his sermon, and I'm going to read it because it was too good not to share. And it was saying that God never made someone he didn't love. And do you want to know the secret to confidence? Is realize how much you matter to God. And he said, so God likes me and I like me. So if you don't like me, you have the problem. See, if God likes me, who cares what anyone else thinks? And that's the point. Because God loves me, I don't have to prove my self-worth. And that is so relaxing. And so sometimes we get so caught up on caring what somebody else will say and what somebody else thinks about us. But what's happened is we've gotten our noses out of our Bible, and we are focused more on what man thinks of us. And we all do it, myself included. And I know some of you share that, you know, you don't have the same beliefs as we do, and that's fine. But it has the same, I'm trying to share the same message that it doesn't matter what other people think. And it matters who you are, and your worth is not found in what other people think of you. Sorry, this tomatoes. It's literally a sermon back from probably the 90s, and it's just so good. Because it's true. It's just so true that when we remember and we are focusing on that, who God says we are, and that's our focus in life, it doesn't sting when other people have this disapproval, because we know where our worth is and who truly loves us more than anybody in the entire, anyone you've ever met. God loves you a gajillion times more than that, more than you could ever even comprehend. So, anyhow, that's my thank you for last vlog's comments. I just really wanted to get on here and say thank you. But sometimes I feel like when we're in the midst of talking about infertility a lot, sometimes I feel like this is so much, like so much infertility talk. But you put your water in there, that's a good spot. Just don't let it leak. Okay, so this video is not pausing on talking about infertility because no matter what happens, it's just, okay, so we have been sick over the last week, and yes, it's gosh, you guys are always sick. And then some of you say, no, you have young children. That's like standard in my family and all of our friends. So I'm trying to weed through who's saying that coming from someone who doesn't have young children. And maybe we are getting more sick than the standard, but guess what? My kids didn't get sick at all. My kids actually have a bomb amazing immune system. I feel like what we've done and raised our family, they have incredible immune systems. It's Philip and I. Oh, sweetheart. You need me to zip it? Yeah. Okay. But Philip and I were sick this week, and it was the strangest sickness. It was the flu, but no respiratory stuff. It was just a massive headache, a little bit of nausea, but mostly a headache, chills, aches, and fever. So I'm jumping on here to say, after all of that, after the crying fest of Alex 2022, I couldn't believe it. That after all of that and having to figure out what's going on, Philip spiked 102 fever. And if you know anything about male infertility or healthy males that get a fever, unless your sperm are just Iron Men, a fever can wipe you out. Going into the hot tub can wipe you out. Going on bike rides, getting excessively hot working outside, which Philip has also been doing, that can wipe you out. Just that heat is just what annihilates your sperm. And so I can quickly show you a couple of things that we did, but it's pretty much, we were trying to keep him chilled for the beginning of the fever. When it was getting to 100, once he hit 102, I just knew, all right. And just like that, it's 3 more months of no baby. And so I was hoping, okay, well, we can move forward and try to figure out what we're gonna do. And now we have to wait unless we are gonna be unwise. It's not wise within the next 90 days to do anything. It's just the waiting game, guys. It's just so much, and so many of you are actually going through it now. And I know a lot of you went through it with me over the last 6 years. And so some of you might be through your infertility main journey right now, but some of you are in the thick of it also. And it's that wait. It's that wait of not yet. You still have to wait, waiting for that next test, waiting for that next surgery, waiting for that next what have you. So from this past week, now the timer starts, and in 3 more months we can see where we're at. And so instead of 6 weeks being 6 months post surgery, it would be 3 months from now. So, but I think I'm actually going to go schedule an appointment with a different IVF doctor. If you guys know somebody in the Nashville area, and not just like, oh, I had a good experience, it was super easy for me, like someone that's really known in the community for just being very, very good, if you could email me. We leave our email in the description of the video. I'm really curious to research different doctors. There's one within the same facility that I'm thinking I might go have a first-time consultation with, but I'm not totally also against, I can work with my old doctor if someone will work with her from here. So pretty much she would be my doctor. She would be making all the calls, all the decisions, but someone here would be doing the ultrasounds and following me and things like that. So, but then I don't know if I would have to go back to California to do some things. So anyways, okay. Got some tomato juice right here. 3 things ready to go into chili. Hey sweetheart, do you know where the blue tape is? Should I do anything with the tomato juice? And note, our chicken bucket always needs to be covered because the fruit flies are out of control. Oh, I meant to tell you, hopefully you guys made it to this part of the video, because I'm now jumping back to the first conversation, is that sometimes I don't know if we're sick all the time because we don't mask it. We don't take Robitussin and ibuprofen and anti-nausea meds and run-of-the-mill really hardcore meds unless we get to the point where we're like, we have it in the house. I will tell you, we do have medication. Thank you. However, we really let illnesses run its course. I do have to say though, we did take ibuprofen because we were dying. We couldn't like open our eyes for 24 hours. Our head hurt so bad. But I am also wondering, other than getting our house checked for mold, is there anything else that you know of that environmentally can lead to someone getting sick? We have a newer house. I would be shocked if that was something that was going on, but I'm not against getting that checked. But anyways, that's the other thing. I don't know if we are sick all the time, because once we really downed some ibuprofen, we were okay. We were functional, and I think a normal person would say, no, we were fine. But then the fever would come back, obviously, after that, and then the headache would come back. And so unless we kept it masked, so I don't know. I don't know if a lot of people try to mask and get through it, and they're actually technically sick, but they can't see it because they have the medication that's covering them, the antihistamine, to make them stop being so drippy. But our bodies are meant to act a certain way to fight off what we have. So that's my other question, is I don't know if we're sick all the time because we actually feel the sickness. But I do feel like it feels like a lot. But unfortunately now my kids are actually joining a really fun nature school, which is so fun and so cool. However, I'm bracing myself for impact for little kids, little fingers, and illnesses. But like I said, their immune system is hardcore. Like, they are awesome. I feel like everything we've done to raise them, they just have a really great immune system. But okay, we actually have to get going. And so Philip's like, you know we have to leave, right? And I said, yes, but I haven't gotten on YouTube to say hi in way too long because, again, I was sad. And so after that sadness, I tried to keep filming, and I just was like, not quite there. And then was it not even 48 hours later, we were hit with sickness. And so, sorry guys, again, I haven't jumped on here to film and post, but I really want to be posting more. So anywho, even though I only had, like, we're running late right now, but I really wanted to get on here and say hi to you guys. So, if there's other things that I meant to say to you, I will say it in our next video together. This was just a one take right here as I was chopping up my tomatoes. And I do have to tell you, I have other tomatoes ripening on the table, and some that I cored and scored that looked really pretty that I put in the freezer that I'm going to use for canning. And so even though I told you in the other video, I pretty much didn't get a tomato harvest, I'm getting some. It's just not the year's worth of tomatoes that I was hoping for. So, but we'll do better next year. I really feel like our homestead and our hobby and our hobby farm is getting established, and it's going to make it easier that next year we can focus on production instead of establishing all the spaces. So that's exciting too. Anyhow, I love you guys. Thank you guys, and I will talk to you guys in our next video. Go let your love multiply, just like I know you guys do, because you guys are awesome, and you guys are just the sweetest community. I love you guys.